Welcome to another episode, another week 34 of Brian's Basement, ye old basement. And I'm ye old Brian, and here we are. And today, we're going to play some songs from a project that I was working on last week, and we'll talk a little bit about that. You know, we've got a Brian's Boombox tonight. We've got a prop or two. We even might read some poems tonight. I don't know. But all I know is I'm happy to be here. I got my yellow hat and my pants and my Crocs on. And it's nice to be able to come down here and play some music. So, what you all doing in the chat this week? Jake was the third person to chat. That's great. Let me know what's going on. What'd you do this week? I fixed my washing machine this weekend, so now it doesn't smell like a sewer when it runs anymore. So that's a really good thing. What'd you do? Tell me. I want to know. Say hi to each other out there. I'm gonna kick it off with a song, and then we'll get into more details about what we're doing tonight. Basically, in quick summary, is I did some recordings on a cassette tape of some songs. So I'm going to play them. Some of them you've already heard. Some of them you haven't. And, yeah, so this one you have heard. This is called Everything I Want to Do. I think I played it like one of the first weeks of Brian's Basement, and I never play it live. I'll talk about why that is and why it's on the tape. So this is called Everything I Want to Do. I want to study architecture in the hills of Norway. I want to walk from New York City to California. I want to spend some time building an Eskimo igloo. I want to have a spiritual vision in downtown Timbuktu. But everything I wanna do with you. And everywhere I hope to go, I hope that you go too. 'Cause everything I am is only everything you are. And if I take you everywhere, I know I will go far. I want to search for treasure at the bottom of the sea. I want to have 1,000 people play a game of hide and seek. And I want to spend a night sleeping in a haunted hotel room. I want to have an exhibition of an ancient Egyptian tomb. But everything I wanna do with you. And everywhere I hope to go, I hope that you go too. 'Cause everything I am is only everything you are. And if I take you everywhere, I know I will go far. Don't have to worry, don't have to fret. If I want to go sled riding on the slopes of Everest. And if I should lose my way and I don't know where to go, you'll be there for reasons I don't know. Oh, and everything I wanna do with you. And everywhere I hope to go, I hope that you go too. 'Cause everything I am is only everything you are. And if I take you everywhere, I know I will go far. Okay, so what did I do this week? Well, I made a group of recordings, and I'm calling it Unmastered is the project name, and this is volume 1. And what is Unmastered? Well, it's just a bunch of songs, and I recorded them on tape, on like a cassette tape with a cassette recorder, just one take straight through, all 10 songs. And I really just wanted to have some of these songs just somewhere. And a lot of them are like not the best songs. but either I like parts of them, or they represent kind of a maybe a different type of song that I don't normally write. Like that one in particular, for example, I don't write a lot of like whimsical love songs, and that one actually has been recorded on the very first recordings I ever did. But there's a line in it. It's the and if I should catch some rays in a lime green Speedo, instead of the if I should lose my way and don't know where to go. And I guess after recording that, I realized that's too whimsical. Green Speedos are too whimsical, I think, to play it. So for this, I thought, well, I can't change it, but I can have an alternate take out there. So I'll put it on tape and just have an unofficial release. Basically, you can think of it as non-canon songs, because once I put something down, I try to keep it that way. So anyway, let's see what everyone's doing in chat. Jake, Mom says she loves that song. That's good. See, that's another thing. I never play those songs, so I want to do that one. What does Kim say? Why did the chicken take out the cassette tape to get to the other side? Oh, that's a good one. Oh, and Jake is setting up Christmas stuff. Oh boy, inspired by Kim. That's a dark road to go down. You gotta watch out for that. All right, so I made this tape. It's on. I uploaded it to YouTube. That's the funny part about all of this, is it ends up getting digital anyway. But yeah, so I'll play another song from it real quick. This is one I've also played on the show, but I didn't. It had different music, so I put different music on it because another song I wanted to put on the tape had almost the identical music. So I was like, wow, what a great opportunity to kind of like remix something. And this song is a song that I kind of like, but it is about a car, and it was supposed to go on the World of Wonders Radiance EP, but I already had a song about a car, and I like Knocking My Car better than this one. So anyway, this is My Speedometer Is Broken, kind of a remix of it. Doing a new mic thing too, just trying something out. My car speedometer is broken. I was uneasy, now I'm free. I wish that there was something broken in the speedometer in me. And when I find me moving slowly, well, I will look about the street. Is there something wrong with my engine? Why is everybody passing me? But now I look straight down the road, and I'm not staring at the dash. I go as slow as what feels right now, and let the hustlers rush past. My car speedometer is broken. I was uneasy, now I'm free. I wish that there was something broken in the speedometer in me. And when I find me moving quickly, I was nervous, I was late to some shitty self-made obligation. I'd put my well-being at stake. But now I look straight down the road, I keep the engine running low. And if a hill should push me long now, I enjoy it while I coast. My car speedometer is broken. I was uneasy, now I'm free. I wish that there was something broken in the speedometer in me. And how I long for the relief from the burden of the dial. that measures time on someone's wristwatch and divides by someone else's mile. I want to look straight down the road, and I will wait so patiently. Someday there will be something broken in the speedometer in me. My car speedometer is broken. I was uneasy, now I'm free. I wish that there was something broken in the speedometer in me. All right. So that was based on a true story, but the speedometer has been working in the van, in the Brian's Basement mobile. It is the Brian's Basement of cars, but it has been working lately, so that's a good thing. Hope you all have a cold one out there. Pour yourselves a cold one. I'm pouring myself a hot one today. Got me a little peppermint tea. Oh no. Oh, how embarrassing. Oh, God. Oh, it's so hot. You know, and I was just about to talk about the merits of the hot pot and how you can cook, like, all kinds of meals in it. And in college, I made, like, everything, like soups, pasta, you know, whatever. Other things, I'm sure, in the hot pot. But now, it betrayed me. How about some props? Are you ready to do some props? Yeah, you got the sign up there? Let's talk about some props. Oh, shit. God, you're being... Okay. Props. What do we got today? Well, I thought that the prop that is most fitting for today's show would be the tape player. This is the tape player that I recorded it on. This is like a $30... This is new, actually. This is like a $30 thing. Friend of the show, Scott. He got one of these and was trying it out, and I was like, well, I want one too, because scottsthebomb.com. And so yeah, it's just a cheapy thing, and you plug in, I have like some old like karaoke mics, you plug one of those in there, and then you hit record. That's all there is to it. There's no computers, there's no, mixer, there's no, the software to run to do that. No, you just hit record and go. It's very refreshing. It's a medium I like a lot. We'll talk a little bit about the medium later. And then the other part of the prop is you need two-parter props today. This is gonna probably spill out everywhere and make me feel silly. But oh no, this I can't get it out. No, I don't need help. I mean, I do, but not for this. This is a spool of cassette tapes. This is 20 maybe? I don't remember. Now there's one less. But you can buy cassette tapes on the internet for whatever length you want. So these are all 30-minute tapes, so they're 15 minutes on each side. And yeah, I spend a lot of my time and energy whining about the internet and griping, but I mean, it can't be all that bad if you can buy tape players and tapes still on it. So yeah, that's my prop today. This is what I did. I'll probably keep doing this in the future because I've got all these tapes now. So, and hopefully I can put them down. So that's props. What's going on down here? Anything going on in the chat? Alex says, Aaron is pushing hard for the early Christmas setup, and I know I'm going to lose the battle this year. Oh boy, yeah. This year of all years, you're gonna lose it. Here's the thing. Everyone wants to know, so I'll tell you my stance on the Christmas decorations. I like the tree, and I like the lights. Like, I don't like putting them on the house, but once they're on the house, I like them. I hate everything else. So I say tree is fine. It's nice. I remember at my mom's house, I would sit by the tree and watch TV, and I always liked like TV, and then like I'd look at the tree for a little bit. So tree is good, lights are good, everything else is crap. Don't do it. All right. Heard it here. You heard it here first, folks. All right.
Well, what are we doing now? What's next? We got Kim says, I don't know, it's your show. We got a song. This is one, and this is one I also have played on the show. This was one of the from one of the news episodes a couple weeks ago. But ever since I wrote this song, I've been thinking about it and singing it to myself. And I don't think it's a good song. But I like it. So it's probably like my favorite bad song that I've ever written. And so I thought that has to be worth something. And it kind of falls in this category of songs that are like they make you feel like they make me feel happy and they make me smile. And even though, you know, they're stupid and they don't really make a lot of sense, I think that's worth something. And so I wanted to put it down on tape or something more permanent. And the other thing is, the other thing about it is this: I was trying to keep the tone a little more upbeat for these tape things, and I was looking through my piles of songs, and like the only kind of upbeat, uplifting, not upbeat, but like positive ones were all ones that I didn't record because they're mostly crap. So that's just a weird quirk, I guess, about what I like in the songs that I write. But anyway, this one isn't that, and so this is the song about the tobacco plant. You know that we all love an underdog story of finding something you didn't know was inside, deep down within you in microscopic quantities, to save the world in just the nick of time. You know that we all love a tale of redemption, a dark past, a secret, a character flaw. But our judgment is just a misconception, and you turn around and prove us all wrong. And you can be a superhero or a walk-off home run, or you can be a tobacco plant in the hot Kentucky sun. Yeah, we've all got a story. Yeah, we've all got a story. Everyone. You know that we all love a happy ending, where every tunnel has a light, when the bad guys are all gone and the doom's done impending, and everything just turns out alright. You could be a superhero or a walk-off home run, or you could be a tobacco plant in the hot Kentucky sun. Yeah, we've all got a story. Yeah, we've all got a story. Everyone. You know that we all love a story of hope, of saving grace and miracle cures, for the times when we don't think that we can cope. It's good to have a story like yours, and you could be a superhero or a walk-off home run, or you could be a tobacco plant in the hot Kentucky sun. Yeah, we've all got a story. So yeah, that's the Tobacco Plant song. I like that one. I don't know. I like I think I like the chorus the best. And any kind of any kind of positive type song that ends the chorus with everyone is gonna be good. I think it's gonna make you feel good. Anyway, where are we at? What are we doing? Oh man, this is just great. Oh, you know what? Let's do a Brian's Boombox. Let's do that. Okay, there we go. Brian's Boombox. What do we have today? We have the Moody Blues, back in 1968, released In Search of the Lost Chord. I could probably spend most of the remaining part of the show just talking about this and the Moody Blues and this album. So I'm going to try to keep it brief. But this is something we've been doing. The past two have been kind of new music, but this one is obviously something older. But the Moody Blues were so far off my radar, despite being such a huge fan of the Beatles and a lot of their contemporaries. This band, which would be in that category, was just something that I had never heard until a year or two ago. Friend of the show, Howard, gave me a duffel bag full of vinyls, and in it were 3 Moody Blues albums. And so I thought, what is going on here? And the thing about it is that nobody asked for this. What's happening right now? But you're gonna get it anyway. It's like, with my tea musing about the Moody Blues. The thing about it is that I was so wrapped up with the Beatles for during my formative years, I guess. And the Beatles span from very kind of like folky, kind of roots rock type of like, skiffle was what it was kind of called, a very like kind of folk oriented rock. And then, over the next 10 years, like gradually kind of like evolved in this like weird psychedelic experimental thing. And so when I went to college and found the folk rock people, I had something to kind of like a reference point for that in the early Beatles work. I was like, oh, this is like minimalistic drums and just like guitars and like 3 chords and, singing songs. Yeah, I get that. But I think that if I would have found the Moody Blues instead of the folk rock, things could have gone very differently for me, because this is stuff that I absolutely love and just am so into, but on such like a different level than what I normally do. Let's talk about this album specifically. What is it? This album is, first of all, look at the album art. There's like a skull and a baby, and then the brain like transcending out into the sun. Like, come on, like how cool is that? This is a concept album, cool, that is about basically quest and searching, cool, and both in like the real world and of the mind. It is it's like a very kind of like adventure-y thing that is like, to me, it reminds me of like the Knights of Camelot or whatever, but in an album. And so I made a list when I was listening. I listened to this about probably 10 times last week, and I made a list of all the things in it that are just like totally right up my alley. The songs have sound effects in them, some of them. There's spoken word, which the Moody Blues are famous for. Their drummer wrote poems, and then they just said them on the album, which Joe Walla does a lot. And when I heard the Moody Blues, I was like, oh, I bet that's where that's coming from. They have 2-part songs that are part 1, a song in between, and then a part 2. It is a concept album, like I said. There's Eastern religious symbolism. There's symphonies. There's guitar solos. There's flute solos, banging flute solos in there. You got sitars. You got you got the hippy dippy, travel with your mind spiritualism going on. You have big vocal harmonies. It's a wild ride. It's an adventure, right? And so yeah, the Moody Blues, In Search of the Lost Chord. My favorite songs are Dr. Livingston. There's a song about like Dr. Livingston and some other explorers. I can't remember off the top of my head. The House of Four Doors, which is about the, the like four tenets of like spiritualism or whatever. And the last song is called Om, which is this big symphonic thing about Om, which is the concept of, it's a mantra that's like the concept of like the universe and everything are one. So I highly recommend it. It's a fun listen to. I think it's cool because you can listen to it very in depth, which I did this week. But also I had it just on in the background. Like I think it's one of those cool albums that fills both those roles. All of the Moody Blues stuff is super cool, at least especially the earlier stuff. This is their third album. And yeah, so before we stop Brian's Boombox, I'm going to read one of the spoken word poems. So at the end of the album, the whole album's about like finding things, like finding out of world experiences, finding people, finding like acceptance of change, all of these things. And it ends with this poem. And it goes, "This garden universe vibrates complete. Some we get a sound so sweet. Vibrations reach on up to become light, and then through gamma, out of sight. Between the eyes and ears there lie the sound of color and the light of a sigh. And to hear the sun, what a thing to believe. But it's all around if we could but perceive. To know ultraviolet, infrared, and X-rays. Beauty to find in so many ways. 2 notes of a chord, that's all our scope. But to reach the chord is life's hope. And to name the chord is important to some. So they give it a word, and they call it Om." So yeah, I like the part about there's two notes in a chord, and that's what we can understand. But then that third note is what we're all seeking for. So, Brian's Boombox, In Search of the Lost Chord of Moody Blues. All right, let's play a song. Sorry. This is what's happening to Brian's basement. This is devolving. This is one that, again, this is one that's just kind of whimsical, cute, I would say, which isn't quite my specialty. But I always thought this one was clever. This is called the Season Song. This is a very ukulele song. She is like the summer sun, and I am like a tree. She shines her light upon my world and warms my every leaf. And she is like the springtime rain, and I am like a seed. And I cannot grow without her love. She's everything I need. It doesn't matter the time of year, I love her so naturally. And even though the seasons change, I love her constantly. And she is like an autumn breeze, and I am like a leaf. And should I fall down to the ground, oh, she will carry me. And she is like a winter's fire, and I am like the snow. She warms up everyone she knows, and I melt in her glow. It doesn't matter the time of year, I love her so naturally. And even song. And I realized I wrote it down all out of order. And I usually sing it in the right order. And then I was like reading, I was like, that's not right. But season song. There you go. Let's see what's going on in the chat. What are you guys doing? What are y'all doing out there? We've got a song needs to be recorded. Well, they were recorded, and it's called Unmastered Volume 1 on YouTube everywhere. Poems from Prog Rock should be a segment. Definitely should. That would. I'm sure there's lots of bands that are doing that. I mean, I personally know one person that does it all the time, so there has to be plenty. But we need more spoken word. That's for sure. Let's talk a little bit. Oh boy, what are we going to talk about? Why tapes? Why tapes? Well, we talked about a little bit about why I like tapes because it's a fundamentally minimalistic medium, and there's a famous kind of I don't know what you would call it, philosophy, I guess. It's called the medium is the message, and it basically says that the way that you transmit information or ideas is, on the same level as the idea itself. Like they have to coexist at the same time. This is why things go out of fashion. People speak differently when they have different mediums in front of them. When you could only transmit information the speed of somebody carrying it in like a book on a horse. Well, that was like the fastest way. Well, then no one really cared about the news because of what was going on across the country because it wouldn't matter by the time it got to you. And then, when the medium changed, you get the telegraph. Now everyone suddenly cares about what's going on across the world. So anyway, with that in mind, I think that the tape is a cool medium because it's such an interesting little minimalistic thing. There's no tracks in there. You can't pick what song you're on. You can only play it and stop it, and variation of that, fast forward and reverse, and rewind. You can't really mess it up. You put it in here, and it just works, right? You can give this to anybody. You can give this to anybody. You can give it to a child, and you put the tape in there and say like, how do you make it play music? Play. Like, you can't do that with a phone. Like, you can't do that with, an MP3 player even. I think this is part of the reason why vinyl is so big right now, made such a big comeback, because it has a lot of the same qualities, where it is conducive to album listening because you can't stop and seek, but it also has better sound quality than a cassette, and it doesn't degrade as quickly. So I think there's parallels between the vinyl and the cassette, and I think it's a fun thing to do. And I do it, I do my recordings on the computer for the most part, but it's nice to take a break and just think about, playing one mic, play it all live, see what happens. So medium is the message. Also check out, this is like we're going to do Brian's book club. What's that called? Alex will know. He's in chat. Neil Postman board. What is that, Alex? Yeah, he'll tell you. He'll tell you in the chat. Yeah. Okay. Well, how about another song? I guess we'll just keep playing songs. In the yellow hat, and my pants, and my Crocs. Keep playing songs for all the happy people out there. Kristen says she loves your cute original songs. They are good songs. Wrong, but thank you. Speaking of bad original songs, this is, and I've actually played this one before at open mics, because this next one was sometimes so when I hosted open mic, it was few and far between if anyone would show up. And so it was like constantly trying to entertain myself. And one of the things that I would do sometimes is I would just bring like the very first songs that I wrote, like that I like with like, you know, in the modern era, I guess. And this one was one that I would play because this is probably the second song I ever wrote. And it's and the thing I like about it is that it probably start to finish is like a 40-second song, which is cool because I wasn't aware of the whole lo-fi, write a 40-second song, punk rock type of thing until much later. But apparently there was some of that already in me. Maybe from like Her Majesty on Abbey Road. I don't know. But anyway, this song is called the Prayer for Sanity. It's also an F. I did back-to-back songs in F. Sorry. What? Oh yeah, so it's a 40-second song. So for the tape, I was like, I need to make it longer. Put some kazoo in there. Well, I must know, and I must know the truth. Open up my eyes and let me see on through. Oh, well, everything I know is just crumbling to the ground. Pick me up. When I go to bed at night, I dream the sweetest dreams. And everything is perfect, at least so it seems. Oh, and then I go and wake up, and reality ensues. Keep me sane. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt me. Silence took my sanity and threw away the key. I don't know if I will ever be the same. Give me hope. There's that one. Probably the second song I ever wrote. And some other interesting tidbits about that one. I actually still knew the words to it, which was really weird. Because again, I don't ever play it, but some things just stick with you, I guess. It only has 2 chords, which is another like punk rock thing. This is the least punk rock song in the world, but it does have characteristics of it. And the funny thing is, on the paper, it just says F, and then the next chord is like a C. Oh, God, I'm so bad at this stuff. And then one of the sevenths, a major seventh, minor seventh. Regular seventh. I don't know. But I didn't even know that much. So it just has like the tab. It just has like dots and like put your fingers on these strings. That's the other chord. It's like a C7 something. But yeah, that's how early on this one was. It's pretty funny. So, all right. Yeah, Alex, thank you. It's Amusing Ourselves to Death by Neil Postman. That's a quality read. That in The Long Descent, man. You be all caught up on Brian's personal philosophy after those two. Jake says you can skip. I think you can skip tracks on a vinyl easier than a tape. Yes, because you can see it. You can like see the where they end on a vinyl, and that's true. And that's actually kind of a cool. That's like a kind of a cool like built-in usability thing to the medium. Like there's no device that tells you where the track is. It's just like, oh, it's there. And I think that's kind of cool too, that you can like actually see the information, which is few and far between these days. But the reason why I say that it's not conducive to skipping is that it's much harder to. There's a lot more you have to do. You have to like get up, pick it up gently, count the lines, put it down, and there you go. So for instance, if you're at like a friend's house and you put on a vinyl, you'll probably sit there and just listen to the whole thing because you don't want to keep getting up and fiddling around with it. But if you've got like a phone, like if you got Spotify, it's always like, oh, let's do this next. Oh, I want to listen to this. Oh, we should check out this. And it's just not, is just like sit down and just listen to something straight through, which is what I like to do. So, cool. What we got? What do we got next? Got a couple more. We're kind of, I'm just yapping on. I got to play more songs. I'm gonna skip a couple. Because, I can do that. The other one on the cassette is the Onion song. We played that one. That was a song a day in May. That was like a bass song that we played one week. Song about onions. I mean, that's another one. That last one, the Prayer for Sanity, the Onion song, and then the Tobacco Plant are just like, I need these today. these are the songs I'm gonna think about today. So there's that. Let's play 3 more. We'll just bust them out real quick. If there's anything any questions you got, or any requests, or you want to hear anything in particular, we can do that. If you've got any interesting tidbits, let me know. This is the only social interaction I get all week. Is talking to a webcam while Kim just kind of smirks at me how ridiculous this is, and then the live chat. So I appreciate you all being here. I hope you all don't need this as much as I do. Anyway, this song is called... This is another one where, God, there's a really... I should have called this album Songs Instead of Therapy. But this is another one that's in that category. This is called What Tomorrow Brings. And I like it just because... the last stanza, I think, is the best part. And this one's based on a true story from back in May. Went out fishing tonight, but I couldn't get a bite. After working all day and nothing working right. Oh, I'm glad it's okay to be bad at things and wait to see what tomorrow brings. I tried to go to sleep, but I was up all night. I tried to sleep in that morning, but the sun was just too bright. Oh, I am glad it's okay to be bad at things and wait to see what tomorrow brings. I tried to sit and think, but there was no insight. I tried to explain myself, but I just rationalized. Well, I'm glad it's okay to be bad at things and wait to see what tomorrow brings. This is the line I like. Tomorrow may be better, but sometimes that's not true. And if tomorrow is not better, tomorrow has its own tomorrow too. And I'm glad it's okay to be bad at things and wait to see what tomorrow brings. Oh, I am glad it's okay to be bad at things and wait to see what tomorrow brings. That's a fun one because you get to go, went out fishing tonight. It's good for you. It's good for you. All right, what we got next? Jake says he wants to hear the Onion song. No, Jake, we're going to pass on the Onion song. Who am I kidding? We'll play the Onion song. All right, This is the one I infamously wrote all over the page, so I have to try to follow it. But this one's for Jake. It's the Onion song. How's this one go? Oh, let me tell you my dream. It may sound quite bizarre. All I want is an onion patch in my front yard. When I emerge in the springtime, I will plant me some friends. We will reunite later when the summer ends. And I will care for them sweetly. I will give them my time. It's just me and my onions. We will be just fine. I don't need any friends. Don't need to go to the bar. All I need is an onion patch in my front yard. And no, I don't have to worry if I have enough food. A little saucepan of oil makes them taste so good. Or throw them onto the grill, char them up nice and sweet. It's just me and my onions, and it's all I will eat. I don't need no computer, don't need no fancy car. All I need is an onion patch in my front yard. And when I look out my window from my room, I'll be so proud of my onions and of myself too. I'm sure my neighbors will hate me. I'm sure that they'll piss and moan. They can't have any onions. I'll keep them for my own. No, I don't need no adventure. Don't need to travel far. All I need is an onion patch in my front yard. The Onion song. I try to be very genuine when I write my songs, but that's one of the most disingenuous songs because Kim took care of all the onions. So I wanted to, but I didn't. This is one I like. This one I think will be fun in a live setting because it's kind of a dumb song, but I think it's a good drinking song. I think it'd do well in bars, and yeah, it'd be fun for the band. Lots of opportunities for solos. So this one you might hear in the future someday. This is called River Red. I wrote the first two lines long time ago, and then when I wanted to put this on the tape, I wrote the third one just a couple days ago. And it's funny because I wrote it and I put it on the tape, and I texted Tom the Bomb, and I was like, I wrote this song about the Red River Gorge, and this lyric is about it's about you bringing the moonshine down, and he was like, it'll cure what ails you. I was like, damn it, I should have put that in the song. And so now I'm going to play it like that, even though the unofficial release on the tape is not that I did last week is not the same. This is called River Red. I've got some good old friends in the River Red. Going down to Kentucky, gonna clear my head. Going down to Kentucky, gonna clear my aching head. I'm loading up my pack, and I'm leaving this old town. I'm leaving this old noise, and I'm headed down to wade in the river. Gonna let it cleanse my soul anew. I've got some good old friends in the River Red. Going down to Kentucky, gonna clear my head. Going down to Kentucky, gonna clear my aching head. I'm sleeping on the ground,
and I'm staring at the stars, and it makes me realize how small my problems really are. I got that fire raging, we're gonna burn everything we can. I got some good old friends, and the river red. Going down to Kentucky, gonna clear my head. Going down to Kentucky, gonna clear my aching head. Oh, Uncle T, he's got his magic medicine, and we drinking from that jar until our head spins. And he says it'll cure what ails you, but we'll be ailing in the morning. I've got some good old friends, and the river red. Going down to Kentucky, gonna clear my head. Down to Kentucky, gonna clear my aching head. There you go. Let's see what. Oh, the Onion song reminds me of a Shel Silverstein song. Well, it's funny you should say that, because the last song that I put on the cassette tape, and that I'm going to play for you now, is from a Shel Silverstein book. This is Following Up. We used to read these as a kid all the time. And I love these books. There's A Light in the Attic and Where the Sidewalk Ends. And I found this one at the library for sale bin for like $1. I was like, easy purchase decision right there. We've talked about Shel Silverstein on the show. Didn't we talk about Shel Silverstein last week or something? I know, because we did a cover of Shel Silverstein way long time ago. I swear we were talking about Shel Silverstein last week. I don't know. Anyway. Oh, no, I lost my spot. Uh-oh. I'll find it. Hold on. Hang on. Do I have my bookmark in? I do. Okay. Before we start, I'm gonna read another one from this. I thought, well, we got the book. We might as well read one. And, you know, this show is primarily about songwriting sometimes. So we're... This was one, like, a couple pages away from the song that I did, so I thought I'd read it. It's about writing. Oh, this shiny new computer. There's just isn't nothing cuter. It knows everything the world ever knew. And with this great computer, I don't need no writing tutor, 'cause there ain't no single thing that it can't do. It can sort and spell. It can punctuate well. It can find and file and underline and type. It can edit and select. It can copy and correct. So I have a whole book written by tonight, just as soon as it can think of what to write. There you go. It's a great computer-hating poem. One of my favorite genres. Anyway, I'm going to play one last song here. Just about at time for, oh yeah. Somehow we always end up, unless we don't, right at the hour. I really like this one. So there's some poems in the other books that I like better, but I don't have them, so I couldn't reference them really. So I was looking through this one, and I like this one a lot though. This is called The Bear, the Fire, and the Snow. I live in fear of the snow, said the bear. Whenever it's here, be sure I'll be there. Oh, the pain and the cold, when one's bearish and old. I live in fear of the snow. I live in fear of the fire, said the snow. Whenever it comes, it's time I must go. With its yellow lick flames leaping higher and higher, I live
in fear of the fire. And I live in fear of the river, said the fire. It can drown all my flames anytime it desires. And the thought of the wet makes me sputter and shiver. I live in fear of the river. I live in fear of the bear, said the river. It can lap me right up, don't you know? While a mile away, you can hear the bear say, I live in fear of the snow. All right. Wow. That's The Bear, the Fire, and the Snow by Shel Silverstein. Well, I think that's pretty much all I got for you this week, everybody. The thing's on YouTube if you want to listen to it. Can Sudo make me a sandwich? What the hell? Might be crazy for some reason. Onion Song reminds me of Margaritaville. Well, I think Margaritaville is in the key of C, so it probably has a lot of the same chords. But anyway, thanks for tuning in, everybody. I love seeing everybody in the chat, saying hi. You know, yeah, it's a good time. So I hope you're having a good time too. And thanks for listening and tuning as always. Thanks to Kim, my producer, as always, for helping me out. And next week, we'll be back. We'll be back every week. I think all year until the end of the year, we'll be back. So in the meantime, you know, stay safe out there. Do something nice for somebody and do something fun for yourself. Go fix your washing machine. Stop making it smell like a sewer, okay? And then if you do, be ready to tell me about it next week. Brian's Basement. So see you, everybody.